Great. Good morning, everyone. Just wanted to walk through the plan for the call this morning.
This call will be
The
recorded.
the Sphere team will give an overview of the study, and then Governor Moore will deliver brief remarks, followed by County Executive Braveboy delivering brief remarks. They'll have time for about one or two quick questions before the principals need to jump, and then we have Caroline here from EY who will walk you through the economic analysis. Just wanted to flag that you're welcome to record the governor and the county executive's remarks and share those after the fact. And then if you have any follow-up questions for Caroline or any of the Sphere Gov office or county executive teams, we're happy to facilitate those offline after the fact. Now I will turn it over to the Sphere team.
Hey, everybody. Just wanted to jump on and provide a little bit of background on today's report before we dive in. EY conducted a comprehensive third-party economic modeling study, which is being shared today. And this report, I just wanted to highlight that this report was completed after the project was first announced and builds on the numbers included in the announcement press release that you originally got in regards to the expected economic impact. Those numbers in the release were initial, they were conservative, and they were estimate-based on internal Sphere analysis. So the EY analysis that you're going to hear today used a wider scope of data, as Caroline will talk through. We're really looking forward to sharing this analysis, which demonstrates why Sphere venue at National Harbor represents a great opportunity for Prince George's County in Maryland. The report itself focuses on expected economic impact, including jobs during construction and the operational phase. I'm sure there's going to be questions that you have about the project that are not in this report and that are beyond the scope of what we're discussing today. And those will be addressed in due time. Today is really about the economic impact, including jobs and construction and operational phase. So I just wanted to turn this back over to Rachel, but wanted to make sure that we level set before we begin. Thank you.
Thanks, Michael. And I will turn it over to Governor Moore.
Thank you so much, Rachel, and good morning, everybody. It's great to be on with you, and we are excited to give you this shared update about something that we knew was going to be transformational. But the more analysis that continues around it, we continue to see just how transformational this is going to be, not just for Prince George's County and not just for the state of Maryland, but truthfully for the entire region. I do want to start just by again shouting out our partners inside this work, the county executive, Aisha Braveboy, who has just been spectacular in helping to lead and navigate and make sure that this is not just going to get done, but it's going to get done in a way that continues to make not just the folks in the county, but also the entire state proud. And also our partners over at Peterson, who have just been tremendous and with us every single step of the way. When we first came on board, we were very clear that there was a goal and a focus that we had to create pathways for work, wages, and wealth for the people of the state of Maryland. And also that we had to focus on how we were going to diversify our economy off of the traditional platforms. And oftentimes that means Washington, D.C. And then how do we think about these new lighthouse industries? And that included IT, life sciences, aerospace, and defense. But the diversification of our economy became crucial. And that's why this new opportunity for the Sphere became so exciting and so interesting, because we saw that not only as the Sphere was looking to expand, where they had their second one coming to Abu Dhabi, but when the idea became, well, what about Maryland? This is a place where we can dream big. This is a place where we can go after big aspirations, get hard things done, and we're thankful that the second Sphere that's going to be built inside of the United States is going to be built right here in the state of Maryland. This is coming on the heels of other big wins that the state of Maryland has had recently, like Samsung Biologics announcing their first manufacturing facility in the United States is going to be inside the state of Maryland. It's coming on the heels of announcements like AstraZeneca, which is making the single largest private investment in the history of the state of Maryland. And it's going to support about 2,600 jobs. And we're now seeing with the Sphere that even the initial expectations, and you'll hear more about that later on, that we continue to see that once completed, that we are going to have, 7,100 jobs once operational. That now is expected to be greater than $1.3 billion annually. That the new Sphere is going to generate, and that includes around 3,600 jobs during the construction phases alone. These are good quality jobs that will change the destiny of the Marylanders that will participate and the Marylanders who will benefit from it. And so we're just incredibly excited and thankful for this chance to make history together. I'll pause there, and I want to turn it over to my remarkable partner inside this work, our county executive of Prince George's County, Aisha Braveboy.
Thank you so much, Governor. Look, this is an exciting day, an exciting time for not only Prince George's County, but for the state of Maryland as well. When I came in as county executive, I was told two things. I was told, you're losing Six Flags and the Commanders will be leaving in a few years. And immediately as executive, what I did was I said, what is the economic impact going to be? What I learned is that we generate about 3 to 3.5 million annually from Six Flags and about 14 to 17 million from the Commander Stadium being in the Landover area. And so with my first big project that I was able to partner with Governor Moore, his team, Peterson Companies, as well as Sphere, we are now bringing in a project that will more than triple just in tax revenues alone, more than triple what we're generating by these two current assets in the county. And so while we are sad to see certain assets leave, we are really excited about bringing in larger assets that will generate more tax revenue for the residents of Prince George's County. In addition to the revenues generated directly from the property or real estate tax and the sales and use tax, we also know that this project will bring in hundreds of thousands of people a year. And what that will also do is help to generate more economic activity, not just at National Harbor, but in the surrounding areas. And so that's where that 1.3 billion in total economic impact comes into play. And so this means more jobs, more businesses coming, an elevated dining and retail experience for the residents here. We know that this project solidifies us also as really the tech capital of the region. We already have quantum computing. We have a thriving aerospace and cybersecurity industry here in Prince George's County, and now we'll be the center for entertainment tech in the region. And so we will attract people not just from around the country, but really from around the world. Prince George's County is the destination of the East Coast. And I thank all of you for wanting to hear about the great news happening here in Prince George's County. And I look forward to hearing from our partners at Ernst & Young, who did an independent study of the economic benefits of this very important project.
Thank you, County Executive. The governor has to drop, and we're happy to facilitate follow-up after the call, but we have time for maybe one or two questions for the County Executive before Caroline begins her presentation.
Thank you all.
Thanks, Governor. I see Brad up first.
Just a quick question. The number of jobs that you're talking about created, and you and I have spoken about this, a lot of people find that just hard to believe. The number was 4,000 or so before permanent jobs created, and now the governor just said 7,000 jobs. How can that be for a performance venue? I mean, that's a lot of jobs.
Well, it's really not just the venue. It's the venue plus it's all of the other economic activity that will be generated by the venue being here. And so I believe that the Ernst & Young will talk a little bit more about that. They did a real in-depth analysis of the market as well as the economic impact. So I think what you'll find is that There will be jobs that will be on site, and then there will be jobs generated in the immediate area because the sphere is coming.
Okay, thank you.
Jenny.
I'm going to try and do a two-parter. One, has the state and local investments changed based on this? And then second, is this the vision for Prince George's County? I'm curious, like, how does this align with other lighthouse industries that other counties might be, investing in? Is it that Prince George's County is is it a Vegas type of vision? What's the kind of vision around that?
Well, let me say that the local and state contributions have not changed. This venue really, again, solidifies Prince George's County as the entertainment tech capital of this region. And we are not Vegas, we are Prince George's County, and we are the place to be. We have a lot of activity already when it comes to tourism. And this really will just assist with our tourism focus, as well as bringing in new retail, as well as dining experiences and other amenities to our region. So we have something, of course, for the residents here because they want jobs, they want a elevated dining and retail experience. We believe that having the sphere here will generate more economic activity in those areas and more commercial activity. So we're really excited about being able to leverage having this economic giant coming to Prince George's County. Our vision is to be the tech capital of the region, and we are well on our way of solidifying ourselves in that position.
And we'll take last question from Lionel before we move to Caroline.
Good morning, County Executive. I have a bit of a two-part question as well. The first one, first I wanted to ask is how far along are we in the process? How much time is it going to be before Sphere breaks ground and begins this project? And the second thing I wanted to ask is, given you've all talked about the potential revenue that this attraction could generate for Prince George's County, but in the meantime, until that happens, Prince George's County and Maryland are dealing with pretty significant budget deficits. What is being done until this, until Sphere is ready and starts generating revenue? What's kind of being done to address the current budget deficits right now?
Sure. Well, let me just say this. Prince George's County is not relying on any one economic development project to ensure that we have a strong economy. And so one of the first things I did was to change our permitting process to make it a little bit easier, or really a lot easier for projects to move forward. We developed a rapid response team for our high impact projects. We also have a small business division that focuses on expediting projects for our smaller businesses. When the doors open, that's when money starts being generated. That's why changing our permit process was absolutely key in my economic vision. So we are moving pretty fast in ensuring that we can bring not just this project, but other projects to Prince George's County. So that is the overall strategy, is to be more business friendly, to be creative about the type of economic development that we're going to focus on, and just to be, in the game and win. And in this project, we won, we competed, we won. So I appreciate that opportunity. Now, when it comes to Sphere, they can probably speak for themselves, but from my understanding, it takes about 3 to 4 years to build out Sphere. We are going to move through the any zoning or entitlement processes, as well as any permitting processes pretty rapidly, certainly prudently, but we are going to prioritize ensuring that this project moves as quickly as possible. So I feel really good about getting this project up, hopefully before the commanders leave. That would be our goal. But again, this is not the only project that Prince George's County is working on. We have a Blue Line corridor project. We will be redeveloping in partnership with whoever the new owner is, Six Flags. We have other industrial sites across Prince George's County that we're attracting new users to. So Prince George's County is on the move. It's the county to be in. It's the place to be. And I'm excited to be at the helm during this period.
Thank you, County
Thank
Executive.
you.
We will move on to Caroline's presentation now.
Thanks, Rachel. Good morning, everyone. I'm Caroline Salee. I'm a managing director at EY's quantitative economics and statistics practice, and I lead economic impact studies across a variety of industries at the state and local levels. So I've been engaged with Sphere Entertainment for the past couple months, looking at actual data for Sphere Las Vegas to help inform this analysis, and then customizing economic models to estimate the impact for jobs and income and GDP and tax revenue for both Prince George's County and then statewide. So I'm going to spend a few minutes summarizing the key findings of the analysis. I'm going to share my screen and walk you through a document that's going to be available after this call that you can reference. So one moment, please. Oh, okay, sorry, I've not used Google Meet before. Rachel, is there a trick for me to share?
Yes, at the bottom of the toolbar, it's the third one in. That looks
Yeah,
like
I got it.
this.
My apologies.
There was.
Great. Can you, yes, can everyone see? It looks like it's sharing. Okay, perfect. So as I mentioned, and as others have mentioned, this project and the analysis that that I led looked at economic benefits both during the construction period and then once the project is operational. So the first thing I want to talk about is just starting with the development of the sphere. So as others have mentioned, this project and the construction project would be very significant. So as the county executive just mentioned, would span over 4 years at a cost of more than $1 billion. And there would be generated significant economic benefits during this period. This is more akin to kind of a larger scale stadium project than say a typical entertainment venue that we would see. So the benefits are significant. Part of the benefits would be, as noted, the jobs impact. So bringing construction jobs that would be on site, and that's estimating at over 1,750 on-site construction jobs. That is over the duration of the period of the construction period. So you're looking at about 400 to 500 on-site construction jobs, which is typical for this level of spend. Something about this project is there'll be significant expenditures for the on-site labor, which creates benefits for Prince George's County and for the state of Maryland. Then there's additional benefits due to the suppliers that are going to be supplying the project that come from both within the county and the state of Maryland. And our economic models take into account, what could be provided locally. So we're trying to be conservative here, and our models say, okay, this can be sourced locally, this can't, what is going to create additional economic benefit for workers in the county and statewide. So we have about 1,600 additional full and part-time supplier-related jobs, and also jobs supported through household spending or induced jobs. So as workers go and spend their paycheck, they're supporting additional jobs in the county and the state. So the construction project, once we have looked at sort of all the spending and the entire profile of the project, we're estimating about 1.6 billion. And that's the total impact during those 4 years of construction to build the project. Once the project is operational and the Sphere begins having events and bringing visitors to the area, the Sphere is going to be a sizable employer. So the jobs numbers that have been discussed include both jobs at the Sphere, which will be over 1,200 jobs on site, a mix of those hosting and creating the events, and then those that are actually running the events. So pretty significant employment at the Sphere, both in the venue management and the venue events. And then, you know, even just before we start talking about sort of attendees and visitors and impacts outside the Sphere, you know, we're estimating about a 460 million economic impact due to the operations of the Sphere before we start looking at sort of the impact of visitors. But really the big benefit is that attraction of visitors to National Harbor, and who then are spending money offsite at restaurants and retail and at hotels. And, you know, what we saw with Sphere Las Vegas is that the uniqueness of the Sphere really was drawing people to a place. So yes, it was noted, Las Vegas is very different than National Harbor, but the Sphere has this unique experience that it's offering. And because of that, it's able to draw people to the Sphere for these events and create incremental spend that wouldn't happen otherwise. So when we looked at, you know, what the mix of events is planned, how many visitors is it going to draw to National Harbor, we estimated over 2 million attendees to annually to the Sphere, to National Harbor, for a mix of the concerts and the Sphere experiences and some of the brand events. And from that, we modeled, you know, what is that mix of visitors? What is that going to look like? You know, some are going to be day trippers, some are going to be overnight. And we really customized our analysis to the mix of visitors, the type of event that they're attending, and then how much would they spend in Prince George's County. So not only in National Harbor, but also the entire county and then statewide. We also made adjustments for, you know, what is incremental. Not every, you know, dollar that we estimated in terms of visitor impact is unique or incremental. You know, there could be some substitution, but we, you know, for our analysis, we estimated 800 million in incremental visitor spend after doing that careful accounting. And that creates impact, obviously, across a wide variety of industries. So you see really the jobs, and part of that 7,100 jobs that was mentioned earlier, you know, a lot of that is from the visitor expenditures that would be, you know, across hospitality industries and other entertainment venues, transportation, and it's a mix of full and part-time jobs. This is not just full-time jobs, but a mix of full and part-time jobs that make up that 7,100. And then finally, I want to note that as discussed, this project has significant opportunity for creating tax revenue both at the county and the state level. And so at the county level, let's see if I can move my screen here. So at the county and the state level, let me see if I can also zoom in for you. Okay, so at the local level, we're estimating about 63 million in annual state tax revenue, and at the state level, 65 million. And for this project, you know, we looked at the different tax bases that would be created, estimating income, sales and use, property tax, admissions and amusement, gaming taxes that would be spread, and that revenue sharing. And so we did a careful analysis of, you know, what could be generated due to this project once fully operational, both due to the operations of Sphere and also then the visitor expenditures. So pretty significant opportunity for tax revenue, both at the local and the state level. So I think in closing, you know, when doing this analysis, we found that Sphere National Harbor really presents an opportunity to be an economic driver in the region, creating significant economic impacts both during the construction period and then once operational. And Rachel, I will stop there and turn it back over to you.
Great. Thank you, Caroline. As I mentioned earlier, any follow-up questions we're happy to take via email. You can reach out to our office and we're happy to direct them to whoever the question needs to go to. Thank you, Caroline, and thanks everyone for joining.
Thank you.